Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Worshipful Wednesday. It is that day right at what people call Hump Day. It's the day where we peak our praise, where we tell God, thank you for all the wonderful things you have done, you are doing, and you will be doing in our lives in the days to come. It's on this day, I hope you can come up with a praise to tell God, thank you for being so awesome. Today, I want to ask you, look with me into Luke's Gospel, the 11th chapter, verses 14 through 28. Very powerful text. This is the text in which we find out that one day Jesus cast a demon out of a person. And so, he always had those haters that were around him. As Jesus cast out the demon, that was one of the folk who were around them. They said to him, it's the prince of devils casting out devils. And Jesus says, how can that be? Why would someone who is a devil cast out a devil? That would be like a house divided against itself. And so they went on to say, yeah, you're the prince of devils. He said, okay, all right. Don't you have people who cast out demons? So are they possessed by demons? Well, that's what I love about Jesus. He always puts back on you what you think you're putting on him. He questions your question. And so now they find themselves without an answer. And he lets them know that if you say this about me, okay, what do you have to say about your people? And so now he quiets them down. And the good part that I love about him, because he lets them know that how can Satan, who has power, give power to cast him out? He said that's unheard of. But Jesus lets them know that no, I am not Satan. I am not from down there. I am from up above. And I'm casting this demon out of this man to give him peace. It's amazing how people will even call the good works that Jesus did something other than what it was. Is there a way of trying to legitimize who they are and what they do and to put him down? Remember, Jesus was now upsetting many of their economy, their systems that they use, how they use people who did all of these kind of things, who read fortunes and used all of these other spirits of divination to do things. And Jesus now calls the demon out of this man. And when he calls the demon out of this man is now whole. He's clean on the inside. I can't help but think about this text and wonder what application does it have in our daily lives. There are a whole lot of, quote unquote, it seems to be people who have found themselves possessed with demons. These things that are on the inside of them, causing them to reap havoc and harm, causing them to use firearms to kill people, to slaughter people, to massacre people. We know that that is not God. That is the spirit of the Antichrist. And if we truly have the Spirit of God in us, and if God's power is still alive and real, we need to call the demons out of some of these events that are taking place. We need to call it by name. Because when we live in a world, when we live in a society, that people will use evil and cause evil practices to happen, that means the presence of God needs to be displayed somewhere. Those of us who have the power of God, those of us who have the love of God, those of us who have the presence of God in our lives, we need to call things exactly for what they are. These are things that do not represent God. And for that reason, let's be on the quote unquote, let's be the aggressors. Let's be the one to say, let's move forward. Let's go forward. Let's tell everyone about the goodness of God, because the Bible reminds us when we go forward, when we advance the kingdom of God, when we start pushing our way out of all of those things that are trying to cloud our minds, and we say, God, I want to make sure that you are front and center. It is then we'll find out all the demons will start being dispelled. They will find out they have no power, because there's no power like the power of God. Jesus telling his disciples on that day of Pentecost, I'm now going to give you power, the power to set the captives free, the power to cast out demons, the power for people to see, for people to be healed, for people to be delivered. If God gave us that power, we ought to use it for his glory. Today, let's on this Worshipful Wednesday say, God, let your power be in me so that I can be the person you've called me to be. That is a representative of you. So everywhere I go, people will know the power of God is being displayed in our lives. God bless you, heaven smile upon you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.